Hunter Rev said KK. Got the topics and the star poll.
Okay, that's going. No, not now. And welcome to Referendum Doc. Oh, hey, there you are.
Yep, here I am.
Yep. All right.
We live?
Yep. I've played the intro music.
All right. Did you send the link around?
I sent the link to Tumblr. I'll share it to Twitter, and I'll post it in some groups.
I send it to Twitter. I'm live streaming of a live stream.
Let me do that. Send this to Twitter.
All right. Can they hear us now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, I might as well start off. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Left for Random Talk. I am Rev, and with me today is once again my co-host. Say hello.
Hi.
Awesome. All right. Got a bit of a short one here today. Just 4 topics, not much.
Well, we say that, but we have a lot to say.
Yeah, but in terms of topics, we don't have much. Actually, I had planned to do the mobile suit of the month this week, but I guess we're doing it next week, so yeah.
Hold on. Something's going on with Twitch.
Oh dear.
What is going on, Twitch?
Twitch is having a meltdown.
Content is not available. What?
I'm sorry, what now?
It says the content is not available. Let me refresh it. There we go.
Are you sure? Okay. I was about to say, are you sure you didn't get banned off Twitch? Say that it's no. All right.
There we go. Yeah.
All right then. All right. Okay then.
Like we say, we don't have very many topics, but we know ourselves. We're gonna talk for a while.
You never know. It might be short, might be quick. Yeah. Anyway, I might as well say what we have in terms of topics tonight. We have only 4, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Warframe's original vision, what Dark Sectors was supposed to be, and what it turned into. The DevStream 110 overview. Resident Evil, our thoughts on the series, where it might go, and our favorite game of the series. And the last one, Terraria Otherworld cancelled 3 years after announcement. Is this good or bad? Thoughts, hopes, input, and ideas.
Yeah. Which one do you want to start on? I'm gonna keep my eye on the chats because I know. Oh crap! I forgot to share that to the groups. Keep going.
Yes, you did. Okay. I guess we should start with the Warframe stuff first, because that way it kind of flows into the next topic. So we'll go with Warframe's original vision.
Okay.
Get ready, everyone. We are using the Wayback Machine. No. Anyway, so I'll start off. I'll start us off with this. I I can't talk right now. Is it obvious I haven't eaten?
And I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had plans before all this happened, but some people are completely here I am.
I am so glad that your audio turned robotic for that part, but keep going.
Anyway, so our first topic of the night is what Warframe was originally, what it was supposed to be. So, for those of you who don't know, Warframe, before it was Warframe, was actually called Dark Sector. And this was basically a, yeah,
Hold on.
it was supposed to be
You're really cutting out.
Hold on, let me try something.
Mm-hmm.
Can they hear me now?
Yeah, keep talking.
All right. So for those of you who didn't know, Warframe was supposed to be a third-person pseudo shooter in the vein of what we have now. And according to DE and a lot of people involved with the project, this was the initial goal. The idea is that it would be much like Warframe is now, except it was condensed and kept to consoles specifically. And because of that, it was more story driven than what we have with Warframe now. That said, in terms of what's it called? In terms of what we had to go off on, not a lot was shown actually with Dark Sector. In fact, a lot of the I guess you could call it early drafts and concepts of Dark Sector were, still in the works, still in development. In fact, the original ran off of the ep4 engine. And for those of you who don't know what ep4 is, it's the engine they use to play or use to create Quake 4, Doom, and Doom 3, along with Prey. Go ahead.
How about we hang up and you host the call?
All right.
Leave call. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I am swearing. Okay.
That what I said. Wasn't it that call?
It's not fixing.
I know, it's probably my internet right now. It's having fits again. How bad was that?
We understood what you were saying. Is just you were still going a little bit robotic, but we can understand everything you were saying.
All right, let me try leaving again.
Well, you're fine now. It's just when you were talking, we could understand you just fine, but you were still roboting.
No, I heard that. I said, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Nope. Why?
Hold on.
Why? This has happened so much now. This is annoying.
How about now?
Keep talking. Right now, you're fine.
Does it go crazy when I talk for very long, or is this just happenstance?
It happens time to time, but you're fine now.
Okay. Where did I leave off?
You had just finished explaining that the engine was used with Doom 3 and all that.
Okay, right. So, like I was saying, that was the original idea, the original engine behind. Actually, I will go look for some images real quick to put on screen.
I already have one on the screen.
Oh, I didn't even pay. No, that's the what Dark Sectors became. I was talking about what it was originally supposed to be. Because there is believe it or not, there is a difference between what we got now and what DE intended us to have. And trust me, it's like, what? It's night and day. So, where is it? So, yeah, this was one of their E3 presentations for.
It came out in 2004. Wow.
Yeah. Well, the original con.
Stop.
Further.
Stop. Your net is really screwing you over. I can't understand anything you were saying.
How about now?
No. Great. It's getting worse.
I'm sending something.
Okay.
How about now?
You sound fine right now.
Yeah. Like
We
I
will
said,
see how long it lasts.
I'm sorry, everyone, that this is going crazy. I think someone else is here, and they're also using the net.
Mm-hmm.
I said I think. I don't know. Anyway, so like I was saying, the original concept for Dark Sectors was considerably different from what we got now. The story, from what I could tell, and again, this is from just little snippets here and there, is that much like Warframe is now, Dark Sectors, the original, was supposed to be this very what's the word? It was basically like a very early prototype to Warframe. Shock horror, I know. But am I still going crazy?
No, just keep going.
Okay. Are you looking at his ass? Is that what's happening?
No.
Yeah, right. Anyway, like I was saying, from what little I saw and what little story was revealed, you play as the protagonist, as seen on the image, or the back of his, or his back, I should say, Hayden Tenno. And basically, he is pretty much very serious, very down to earth kind of guy. Like he'll get the job done, but he doesn't give a damn about people. That's basically what he was. In the E3 trailer they showed, it showed Hayden Tenno boarding a Grenier vessel, stealing some information before the ship, fighting his way through the Grenier and what we could call the Jackal prototype, and then escaping on a modified cassette out of there. Now I'm going to be showing a few of the other screenshots, or as much that looks right. So keep talking, because we know my freaking internet is gonna go mental the second I do anything.
Yep.
Also, I think we're on a bit of a delay.
Yep. This has happened like what, twice now. We have technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the hell's going on. Oh yeah, I was looking at that one. Yeah, I'll show it on screen. Just keep talking.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, I'm pausing because I'm trying to get as much to avoid the robotic voice fuck up. So hard not to say anything while anything is loading.
Open.
Because again, I think someone else is either using the net or something to that effect. Like, I'm hoping I don't need to restart the router or anything like that.
All right, there we go. Oh,
All right.
Blob is in the chat. Hi, Blob.
Hello, Blob. How are you doing? Oh, sorry about that.
Dark Sectors,
Why can't I see the chat? What's going on? Why can't I see the chat right now?
Which chat?
Oh, is it on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's like, you got me worried. It's like, okay, is now Twitch also going? I mean, is YouTube also going against me now? Is that what's happening?
Everybody hates you right now. No.
Hello, Blob. Blobby.
Oh my gods. Oh my gods.
What?
That was just a really bad robot spike, but you're good now.
Uh,
We might be taking a lot
okay.
of breaks. And there it goes again. Great.
Fuck it.
Hey, if you're gonna go deal with something, mute yourself first. And I'm out of milkshake. He is typing to me. He said, fuck it, give me a goddamn minute. Okay, I'm just going to continue on here with the Dark Sector thing. I don't know anything about this game. Like, the way it actually looks pretty good. From what Rev has told me, it's not fantastic. I'm guessing I'm one of the few people who don't know anything about this game because I've never heard of it before, and it came out in 2004. Let me add this new image to the screen. Wow, you can really see the... Wow. Those are prototype Grenier, huh? Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about this game, but I'm curious about it. And apparently there are some Let's Plays on YouTube. I might look into that. I am not sure. Something tells me we're going to be taking a lot of breaks during this episode because technology has not been in our favor. Mostly for Rev. No, equal parts Rev and I, because I think it was last episode or the episode before, I kept losing net connection, and now he's roboting all to hell. Let's see. Oh. I'll be honest, I prefer Warframe because it's something I know over all of this, and I bet, like, can the screen see my mouse? It doesn't look like it. Okay. But no, I prefer Warframe over this. Mostly because I know that it, Warframe gave us this one, because I love it. But no, I'm not good talking by myself unless, I don't have an audience, then I just never stop talking. Never stop. But yeah, Blob, and anyone else who watches this, who's new to this, hi. This is Left for Random Talk, where we get really frustrated over technical difficulties because it is plaguing us. And we stream this every Wednesday. Hopefully. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see, what can I do while passing the time? Right, I should probably look into that. Right. We're probably gonna continue talking about, Dark Sector for a while. Read more on this. That didn't throw. Okay. Okay, yeah, now I understand it. As I'm skipping some words. Crap, wrong button. I think at this point I am going to. Hi.
Am I fine now?
Yeah,
Finally.
I was just about to put us on a short break, but no, we're good. We're good.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yay. Let me put Flower Boy back.
Anyway, what I was trying to show. Of course, things will go so well. I'm not here. Hopefully, this doesn't freak it out again.
We got the prototype Grenier showing right now.
All right, good. So, yes, like I was saying, a lot of these early concepts and designs very much inspired the look of the Grenier, the Tenno, specifically the Excalibur, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
However, in fact, there was even early concept art drawn for Frost himself. And apparently, it turns out that in the original Dark Sectors concept, Frost was not supposed to be a warframe, but rather an enemy type.
Ooh. I think I remember you sharing that image one time.
All right, well, I'm just going to send this one so the chat can see it. Again, sorry for the freak out. The internet was just giving me fits.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Yes?
Hold on. Give me a second. Yes. Yes.
Right. So how's everyone doing? Everything good? Everyone's happy? Again, sorry for the technical situations on my end.
Okay.
The internet was having a bit of a field day, so
Okay.
yeah, sorry about that.
My dad wants to.
Unfortunately, I don't have control of the chat.
I did not unmute myself. I was trying to say something. My dad is planning to restart the internet for 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
You're kidding me.
Okay. Here's
No.
what we'll do. We'll go ahead.
He changed his mind when I told him that I was streaming a podcast.
Oh, okay.
But I'm hoping he will give me a heads up before he decides to do that.
Yeah, so last thing we need is another podcast split into 2 different parts.
Actually, the last time this happened, it was split into 3 parts.
Oh, Jesus.
About this image you shared, like, is there a link to the original creator, or?
I don't think this is drawn by what's it called? Yeah, it just says it's from the Dark Sector wiki.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, it's very likely DE's original thing. So anyway, so like I was saying, a lot of these concepts boiled down to what they wanted to keep, what they wanted to change. And actually, if you pay attention to the Grenier, the map the Grenier in, that's actually a Corpus design and map, which is still being used today by DE.
Yep, and there's Frost on the stream now.
So, like I said, it's kind of crazy to think that we are still using and fighting against the Grenier and all these all these maps, all these concepts that were scrapped, actually becoming, we're still using it to this day. That's that's crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this game, and yet it came out in 2004. So
well, I might as well. Then I guess this is a good segue into what Dark Sectors eventually became, which, according to DE, they had actually approached a publisher with they gave the pitch to what they wanted Dark Sector to be, because at the time they weren't what's the word? Oh God, hold
Mhm.
on. It's on the back of my mind. They weren't independent like they are now. Back then, digital extremes were, they were outsourced. They outsourced their talents and all that stuff. So, according to one of I believe it's Dave or David, one of the team on DE, who said it, who put it like this, where basically they gave the pitch, the guys liked it, but instead they said, okay, yeah, that's good. Can you make us this third person military shooter instead?
Wow.
Yeah. And at the time DE couldn't say no, this is our original thing. So they basically they were hogtied. They had to do this this thing. So they said, okay, fine, we'll do it. And that's how we got the dark sector we know now. Joy. So
Yeah.
I actually played Dark Sectors when it came out. I really enjoyed it, and this was actually before Warframe was officially released. This was years and years ago, back in 2004. So in essence, I was the prime before the primes. I'm sorry, I had to say that. To specifically spite someone we know.
I
Won't say names.
personally, I wasn't paying attention, so
It's like I won't say names, but
yeah.
starts with a K, ends with an I.
Okay, we got it. We got it. I know who you're talking about. I didn't know what you said, but I know what you're talking about.
but
Do
anyway,
know that I shared the link with him and everybody else.
oh yeah, I know. Still gonna throw shit at people, even if they know who I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the big question is, what became of Dark Sector? Well, it's a bit interesting. So Dark Sector's the PS3 game that came out. Was put on on the PS3 back in what 2004 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, back on 2004. Now, like every game back then, it had to have a gimmick, and its gimmick was the glaive we all use, right? Or the
Yep.
glaive that exactly. The gimmick was basically you threw the glaive and you controlled it with the 6 axis of a PS3 controller. It is as horrible and as tedious as it sounds.
Oh, it came out in 2008. My bad.
Oh, okay, then we were both wrong, but still, the point remains.
A lot of the pictures I looked up, the character's always holding a glaive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Hayden Tenno. So, since we've been talking about him, let's get into who he is. Hayden Tenno is generic anime bad boy number 365. Okay, now let's move on. No, I'm kidding. It's never explained what Hayden's past is in the games. It's always hinted at that he has a sense of psychosis, like he was some sort of child soldier. That's what's hinted at in a lot of the game. But unfortunately, much like Warframe is now, we have there is a lot of gaps and missing information. Apparently, Hayden killed a lot of innocent people, but his justification is that they were sick with the same virus that is in this current game. And like I said, it's very much hinted at that he is a mentally unstable individual and one who would in fact, in the introduction of the mission, in the introductory level of the game, Hayden finds a person who's infected, who he was supposed to get into contact with to get information about how to blow up this castle. And the guy's beaten up, he's tied to a chair and everything. And he actually believes Hayden is going to save him. In seconds of giving all the information he had, he attempts to say something important, and then Hayden basically shoots him in the head, like without hesitation or remorse. And his what's the word? His handler, the guy on the radio, says he did a good job. They can't risk letting the infection come to the mainland, implying he was infected. The entire game focuses around Hayden getting infected with the technocide, which is basically what we face now as the infested. Yeah, that's what it's called. Like, you know how we always call it infested, but it does have, and DE has confirmed it is technocide.
An Orokin bioweapon gone wrong.
Bullshit. It's like, no, it predates. If we're taking Dark Sector canon, it predates it by centuries, apparently.
A lot, apparently, and I'm reading the wiki. People
Yeah.
really like to compare Dark Sector to Resident Evil 4 and Gears of War, if that tells you anything.
Yes, that is actually a perfect way to describe Dark Sector. It is Resident Evil meets Gears of War.
I
But
liked
with
Gears
all,
of War.
but it didn't take anything good about either series. Very much all the bad.
Yep.
Anyway, Hayden himself is he's boring, he's bland, but after he gets infected, he actually becomes more, ironically enough, human and relatable. Irony. Anyway, however, that said, his warframe is called or is referred to as like a living biosuit, and he isn't the only one who has it. There is a creature in the game called the Nemesis. What? What's so funny?
It's compared to Resident Evil, and there's a thing in the game called Nemesis. Really?
Oh yeah. Well, they don't name it the Nemesis. It just kind of became what people associated with it because it was always there. It's like, okay, it's the Nemesis. Okay, whatever. Fine, fuck you. And actually, if the Nemesis is one of the more interesting creatures of, if I sent it to you, that's the Nemesis.
Oh, good lord.
Yes, it's a more organic version of a Warframe. Again, you're going to be hearing that a lot from Dark Sectors. It's more this instead of Warframe. It's more instead of Warframe. So I think I can. Yeah, this is from Face Punch. I think I can show this full body model to get a better idea of what it looks like. Now, here's the crazy thing. Pay close attention to its shoulders. Notice the symbol?
Oh, that's the Lotus's symbol.
Exactly. Now, at the time when people assumed that Dark Sector and Warframe were tangentially connected, a lot of people began to wonder why the Lotus symbol not only appeared on the Warframe, Hayden's Warframe and the Nemesis's Warframe, but also on a lot of weapons and vehicles. And it was heavily implied that the Lotus started as a weapons dealing conglomerate, and then over time it kind of got dissipated into the corpus. Except now, an individual who has taken the moniker of the Lotus has resurfaced. That's basically what a lot of people assumed it was at the time. Crazy, isn't it? To think
Kind of looks
that
like Nyx, only as a dude. I'm looking at that head thing.
Actually, the Nemesis isn't male. The pilot is female.
Yeah, Nyx.
Yeah, that's actually DE did release a deluxe skin, which is basically that thing, but
Oh god.
more feminine. And of course, missing the very obvious sword arm.
Yeah.
Actually, that thing detaches, by the way. Like she can throw that thing as a boomerang. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, since I've spoken to the pilot, yes, it is a woman, and she actually has a connection with Hayden. See, when Hayden killed all those people, apparently he killed people she had a connection with. I think it was her parents or family members, I'm not sure. And so she obviously assumes that Hayden is this horrible, horrible monster, and of course confronts him a lot, does a lot of evil things. Eventually, when Hayden does kill her, she kind of like says, "Oh, now you have to stop the infected before it fully destroys the world," and shit like that.
Wow.
Again, it is a very, like someone said, it is basically Gears of War meets Resident Evil. It is a very, very cookie cutter kind of story. And again, it's a shame that it devolved effectively from what Dark Sectors was supposed to be. And to this day, I still say that DE should, they really should take another whack at the original Dark Sector concept. Again, either a comic book or an animated film or something like that. That story needs to be told.
Yeah.
And again, I guess DE has unofficially considered Dark Sector as it is now as canon, because technically speaking, both the proto suit, which is an Excalibur, what's it called? Exclusive skin, and the Nemesis skin for Nyx have, officially been released as as skins for the game. And in the descriptions, they all say like these are things that are Tenno and are Orican in nature, but they're so different and strange that there is no what's the word? Like they can't figure out where it came from. It's like it's a paradox to them. That's basically how they describe it.
Hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the input.
Oh, Tigran Tigo.
Yep.
Hello.
Their first words are Tenoskum.
Okay, confirmed Grenier brother. Awesome.
Boo. Corpus.
And what? And why do you want Cora to change? Like, how do you want her to change? Okay, you've got advice for Cora. Okay.
For anybody who is curious, there is somebody in the YouTube chat talking to us. Just her third ability.
Oh, right. Yeah. The third ability. Kavat, it's having issues with people.
Well, the plus side is like now her Kavat stays out.
No, there's a problem with the. I'm going to be completely blunt. The animal or the companion AI for the companions is fucking retarded.
Yep.
And DE has never fixed this issue. There's a reason why I haven't thrown back out onto the field.
I think that's why they're not fixing it, because it's pretty damn funny.
No, it's annoying to me because it's irritating. Yeah. But like I said, if DE plans to fix that cat, hey, I won't be angry. In fact, I'd be happy. Let them fix it. Maybe they'll fix all the animal AI.
But healing stance toggle, press toggle.
Ready to press. Yeah, people have been talking about like the Kavat's healing ability when you put the Kavat in defense mode.
But we're not talking about like right now. We're not talking about improvement to Warframes. We're talking about like Dark Sector.
Yeah, the original and what came first.
Yeah. We do have a topic for Warframe and like the development.
Yeah, which will be coming out in a few minutes actually, because I think we're just about wrapped up with Dark Sector. Unless you have anything you want to say about it.
I am very tired.
Actually, I do have one thing I want to say about the Dark Sector. What we got now. As much as Dark Sector sucks in terms of like story and certain gameplay aspects, the enemies they pick design-wise are quite stunning. I personally love them. I love the evolved infested, as I've started to call them, and I love the Latvarian, which are totally not Russians, designs. I mean, these guys look like a Soviet-style military, but not fascist in nature, and I love it. It's the look. It's just yes.
Nice.
Exactly. It's like nice. I want the hat because it's nice. Again, maybe this is this is just my inner Xeon coming out for good uniform design.
Yeah. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, which is ironic enough, which is the Devstream 110 overview.
I actually watched this. I enjoyed it. They made some improvements to Cora. They made some of her abilities faster. the dog's barking. Recently, they did a few more fixes to Korra with her animations, and obviously, somebody in the chat is like talking about Korra's number 3 ability would be like some changes. I lost my train of thought. Great.
Oh, I see. No. I'm trying to remember what they talked.
They did show. They showed like. Oh, I remember now. Dev 110. They showed the hub city for the new Venus exploration map that's similar to the plane's Eidolon, and the city is underground. That's what I thought was pretty cool. And it's not populated yet. It's not clean and polished just yet, but it still looks like it's ready to go.
It's staying.
Yeah.
Personally, I like the look of the town as well, because it does feel like a Corpus runs. Hold on, am I freaking out again?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, but something else is loading. It's just slowing my browser, but I might as well just BS until that finishes. The Corpus Hub city looks. I agree. It looks amazing. I do like some of the design choices they went, like a gun merchant. You can see the weapons being, advertised. I like the coolant floor.
Yeah, the river of coolant. They even showed like an animation test of an NPC, like one of the villagers walking through the coolant, and it's odd to me. They look so weird.
Like he looks like he's having a bad time about it. It's like, God damn it.
No, it's not that. It's the design. He looks weird. Like the body is just fine. It's a guy wearing a thick suit to protect him from the coolant and all that.
It's the head that is weird.
The head looks like one of those air purifying machines, the poles. It's a pole for a head. It bothers me. Like the Corpus's helmets, I don't mind, but that?
Well, because when you pop off a Corpus's helmet, you see.
Oh no! A lot thinner than a microwave. Like a human head should not be able to fit in it. Ow.
No, it's more like a
not a microwave.
It's refrigerator.
No, not even that. It's just like an air purifying machine pole that stands in the corner of a room.
And it moves and produces air.
Yeah, that's what their heads look like. It's so weird.
That's a fan.
Oh yeah, I have one in my room too. But no,
it's like what are you talking about? Air purifier? It's a freaking fan.
I just remember the infomercials where it shows it clearing out a tube filled with smoke.
I see. And that stuck with you. Not the shape, not the design. The very the BS message of it. That's what stuck with you.
Yeah. We are stuck on an NPC's stupid head. And this is something like a lot of people already knows. Like the new exploration map, like the new open world map, doesn't have a day-night cycle because it is Venus. But it does have like blizzards. I guess you'd say it has seasons. Not really sure. It's still being terraformed, so the weather is chaotic. And it's not exactly like it's not like the plains where it's a big outstretched world. It's more vertical.
Exactly. And to be quite frank, I do
You like that design?
Yeah, I love how Venus looks. I love the floating bergs. I love the I love the fact that the Corpus here are underground. Like that is how inhospitable the surface is. And I've even seen some concept art, which is what's the word? A concept map where it has a Corpus. Oh God, what do they call those things that build ships, like boats, things like that? What's that called?
A dry dock?
Yes, they have dry docks, and you can actually see Corpus fighters and other things like that being built and getting ready to be sent out into space. It's amazing.
Uh, all I want in life when it comes to Warframe is one, I want Ballast to bitch slap somebody with that giant arm of his.
It has to happen. It has to happen.
That giant arm. It has to slap somebody. Two, I want Tauntauns on Venus. Just give us a MOA to ride. That's all I want. Like I don't care if there's cars with wheels. I want a Tauntaun.
You know what? No. Here's something DE. Like they should create a Tauntaun-like creature, but they have to, the design just has to change ever so slightly to avoid LucasArts' eye. Like I'm with you. It's like rideable animals. Let's do it.
Speaking of which, they did show like the designs for the MOA pets.
Oh yes, but we covered that already.
Oh yeah, we did. They did. No, that was on a different stream, right?
Yeah, it was. I believe it was episode 2 or episode 3.
No, I'm thinking of them showing off the car. It was yeah.
It was also on that episode.
Yeah, I am getting a headache trying to remember things.
The point being is that we're looking forward to it. Actually, you mentioned that the V settlement looks like what was it? Haven City.
Oh right. If anybody remembers Jak and Daxter, like Jak 3, mostly Jak 3. There was an area in the city where it was built similar to Venice, where it's on the water. It has these canals full of water. The Corpus City looks exactly like that, only obviously a lot more futuristic and a lot better.
And underground too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Haven Docks. Yeah, I remember that place.
Actually, no, it's in Jak 2, it's the slums, but in Jak 3, it's now like the ritzy, the very nice area.
Yeah, there's a lot of like I know which you're talking about. It's difficult to remember what the what's the word? Oh God, they never say the name of the location. It's just here too. Here's fuck off.
The strategy guide tells you like what the areas are called, and I believe it's called something district. I don't remember. I have to watch through that playthrough again.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend Malnofsky to watch Jak and Daxter stuff because it's really good.
Anyway, on a side note, I should also mention DE did focus one part of the dev stream on a new Equinox helmet.
Yes, the alternate helmets.
I find that so not weird, but kind of out of place with this dev stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're devoting one part of the dev stream to helmets. Kind of weird. I mean,
I remember their reasoning for it was that they had hinted at these alternate helmets a long time ago, and then people like were so excited for it and nothing happened. And then like they brought it back, like, hey, we're working on this again. So it was a project that they were supposed to be working on, but were so swamped with other things.
well, actually, I think the new alternate, because I do remember like there were way back in the. Excuse me, I have to take this.
I am noticing there's only going to be maybe one link in the description this time and in the chat, possibly. No, 2. It's going to be 2. And I will do that in a second. Right now I'm starting to get a bit of a headache. I might need to go get some ibuprofen. But for now, Gonna focus on this and be very, very tired. Yeah, I do wish Inaros would get some more augments. Like, I only recently got him, and I don't really enjoy playing as him, to be honest. I still gotta finish ranking him up, though. He's only ranked 10. Clearly, by my Discord icon, Ivara is my favorite. My absolute favorite. And I have her good augment mod, not concentrated arrow. Nose. My nose. Let's see.
Sorry about that. That was my back.
It's alright.
Anyway, so like I said, I think the old helmets have already been a thing. I'm just guessing DEs. Oh, actually, no. They released a Generation 2 old helmets, and now this is supposed to be Generation 3. I guess that's what it is.
Mm.
Unfortunately for me, I don't really like the Equinox helmets, specifically the night version, because it reminds me of Maleficent.
Well, yeah.
So no, I'm quite good.
I like it.
You can have that. You can have the opinion.
I need to start working on getting Equinox. It's gonna take forever.
Oh, it is. It is.
And I'm going to have to grind and fight the freaky sugar daddy Grenier just to get all those parts.
You all right? It's Teal Rigor who drops them, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you watch that stupid video I sent you?
Like
when
I
play Warframe, stuff happens.
No. You can show that to me later. Anyway.
Yeah, focus.
On a side note, they also showed the Scrambus, which is one of the Corpus enemies' area of effect, which is basically if anyone's faced these enemy types, you'll notice that whenever you fight them, the energy pulse appear suddenly. For some reason, you can't use your abilities out of the blue, and there's no clear range in where that happens. Well, now DE's added an effect which will show you when they activate that ability and how far it'll reach. So no more being caught off guard and no more losing, jumping in headlong and then getting screwed because you couldn't tell.
It's worse when you're doing a spy mission and you can hear the noise that their helmet makes, but you don't know where they are until it's too late.
Yes. Personally, I always pick them off from a distance because I always do exterminates and I always shoot to kill.
I always try to. I'm the spy mission person. I get a lot of enjoyment out of those. And I always make sure that if I am going to a mission that I know has those guys, I'm going to make sure that it's in a map where there's a lot of space, like the outdoor snowy areas, or the crossover, the crossfire things where there's infested running at them, and they're going to be too focused on them.
Exactly. Well, personally, I like the fact that they've added this. However, the mod they've introduced, which is basically Gmod's inflator tool on steroids.
I love that. That was actually the part of the stream that I popped in on. They had these really goofy mods that I think they were considering to add just for fun. And it's kind of like PlayStation 2 physics, where if the hero swings their fist like grows 4 times its size. I am drooling all over myself. Yeah. And
it's just like Jack's fist whenever he punches something.
It's like that. Like I said, PlayStation 2 physics. But like with this mod, whenever you shoot an enemy, whatever part you shot will inflate for a couple seconds and then return back to normal. And it's so funny.
Oh, here's the thing I want to bring up real quick.
Unfortunately, you can't inflate their butt.
Yes, Rebecca tried this and is quite disappointed. And with that, Rebecca is confirmed to like the Grenier, so suck it.
Oh gods, I think did I mention to you that they accidentally found a fan creation that was basically a robot stripper?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yes. Oh, it's true love. Well, it's a kind of love.
Like, and her justification is like, she didn't see the robot on the pole, she saw the one kneeling. I thought they were proposing to a robot on the pole. And then she realized it and turned away as fast as she could. Also, DE are Gundam fans, apparently.
Haha! But now the important question comes in. Are they Federation?
Who knows? They just like giant robots.
Part of me is hoping they're Xeon, just so we can see some sort of Zaku Easter egg somewhere. Please. That's all I want. I don't care if it's destroyed or a Xeon insignia somewhere. I just want it.
It's not rated E for everyone.
It's a joke.
No, it's... Wow. Anyway.
I'm sure they're kidding. But there was something I wanted to say about this mod, though, real quick.
Okay.
Technically speaking, enemy parts getting inflated is already a thing with a weapon, and that is the nuke core. It's true. Like I've been using it, and every time I shoot a certain part of an enemy, like the head, chest, or even arm, they'll suddenly start to swell up unnaturally. So, and the point is that they're supposed to. According to the nuke core's like description, it's supposed to say, cook your enemies from the inside with this powerful radiation gun. So I'm guessing the inflating is like their bodies being overwhelmed with cancer.
That's a way to put
it. Fear me and my cancer-giving gun.
Oh wow, I did not know that one.
No, he's wrong. Clan means them.
Oh.
Again, I believe, no offense to you, Tigo, but I think you've got your sources mixed up. What do you think they always say? Get clem.
Get clem. Get shit. What?
No.
Anyway.
I'll check that later, and then if you're wrong, I'm going to pizza bomb your house. You've been warned.
If we're gonna carry on with guns that do weird things to enemies, there is a gun that I kind of wish was in Warframe that was in Turok.
Oh.
In Turok Evolution, there is this horrifying gun. I think it was like a. I have a bad neighborhood. There was this gun that, put simply, shot nanites, and you just had to target your enemy, shoot, and then walk away. Because the nanites will go into their body, they'll T-pose, and then suddenly their arm will explode, and then another arm, then their legs will explode, and they'll just sit there like a CPR dummy, and then their head will explode.
And they'll sit there like a CPR. Jesus Christ! What happened to games? Damn it! What happened to the fun weapon?
I want that gun back. I loved it.
DE, if you're watching, which I know you are, put that gun in. Let us have fun.
I don't remember what it was actually called, but like when it came to Turok Evolution, I would input the cheats just to get that gun. And also to have fat head mode, because that was always so funny.
Again, what happened to games? What happened to the fun cheat codes?
I loved when games on the PS2 actually had cheat codes with it. Like you actually had the option to input them.
Warframe needs cheat mode. Yes.
Maybe not.
It doesn't. No. It could be just foot-gen.
It's going to happen regardless. I say we take a 5-minute break because I need to get some ibuprofen. I got a headache.
All right then, everyone. We will be back in 5 minutes. So. into it.
I'm gonna be playing. Well, hold on. Let me hang up real quick.
Mm.
I'm going to be playing the intro music on repeat during the break. Take this time to get up, stretch, get yourself something to eat, a snack. And you can mute the stream if the music gets too annoying. Doesn't bother me. I made it myself and I don't like it, but it's still there. So we will be back. I have a horrible headache and I need to get something for it. So see you in a bit. Okay, I am back. Don't know if Rev is back yet. We will see. I have taken some ibuprofen. I no longer have a headache, but I am very tired. Just gotta wait on him. Uh-oh. That sucks. Alright. Let's see about getting the call back. I'll host it, Rev. Don't worry. Holy crap. How long has it been? It's only been out for like, what, 2 weeks?
Someone's at the door.
Hi.
All right, so everyone have a good nap next time?
Yeah, I don't have enough change to get myself a Pepsi. I would love a Pepsi right now.
Yeah. All right, so on to our topics. We've got 2 left.
So far, we have finished Digital Extremes Dev Kit 110, and we did a blast from the past and looked at Dark Sector, the previous game.
All right.
Now all
And
that's
our
left
last-
is Resident Evil and Terraria on Otherworld.
Okay, so which one should we do? Shit.
How about we go with Terraria Otherworld, because this is something that I actually looked into.
All right. Sorry, half water.
That's alright. I'm gonna post the link in the description.
All right.
There we go. So,
All right.
for any of those who are watching this and don't know what Terraria is, which I would actually be kind of surprised, because it is an award-winning game now. About 3 years ago, they announced a spin-off game called Terraria Otherworld, and it even has like the lead creator of Terraria, Relogic, working on this project with the 505 Pipework teams. Unfortunately, after you're making a lot of noise, dude.
What do you mean I'm making a lot of noise?
I can hear what sounds like a fan or something.
I don't have a fan on.
Anyway,
I think you might be hearing people outside my door.
probably. But
Yeah.
3 years of working on this project, and like I've seen the trailer for the game, it looks amazing. They had decided, no, we're not going to continue this, because they did what any developer should do, or any writer or creator should do. They took a step back from their creation and realized that like they shouldn't have announced this game as soon as they did. It is not ready by the time the deadline would come by. It has a long way to go. But just because it's gone doesn't mean that what is in this new game won't see the light of day. And they're still going to work on it, I guess. Possibly. It doesn't really say exactly, but they are going to consider working on it some more. And they're also going to continue working on Terraria, obviously. But I have to say, I am so sad this game didn't get to continue.
Well, it makes sense for it to. What you said was like in development for 3 years,
Like,
right?
3 years ago, they announced the game, and then they stopped, and then 3 years ago they announced the game, they stopped, they worked on it again, and now it's been like 3 years since the day they did that, and they're deciding no.
Okay, so it's basically like a micro version of what you would call a development hell, basically.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
they're what they have now. They realize that it's. I am belching up a storm. Burrs.
all right.
What they realize is that with all the work they put in, they are nowhere near done with the game. They are nowhere near what they envision the game to be like. Like by the time they finish, it's going to be way too late.
Yeah. Again, I haven't followed Terraria, and I haven't followed much of the game as a whole. You know, I'm aware of it. It's in the back of my mind, but it's never something that caught my attention because you know I'm not a fan of the survival crafting games. I never have been.
Yeah, it's not your playstyle.
Exactly, but you know I was always aware of Terraria in the background, and honestly, until you brought it up, I didn't even know they were trying to make an expansionary or spin-off thing.
It is
like
an
this.
expansion game.
Okay, then so it was running on everything that the original was running on.
I put the trailer in the description. I'll even send it to you.
Okay.
It looks amazing. I guess like the best way I can describe it, it combines Starbound with Terraria, but obviously it leans closer to Terraria. Let's see how many times we're going to say that.
Nope. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah, my Discord has gone mental. The moment you showed me Terraria Otherworld, suddenly
It is
my
outraged that
Discord
it's not being continued.
exactly. It's throwing a fit, and I was like, "Fuck off!" I'm watching now.
Oh shit! It's still on a 5-minute break. There we
Oh,
go.
good job.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, it basically looks like a slightly updated Terraria.
Yeah, better graphics. It looks amazing, and I really, really wanted to play it. I was so
So
excited.
here's what I think they could do. Like again, they could implement these updates to what's the word?
Terraria itself.
Yeah, they could just basically implement the updated graphics and a lot of these things to the game itself, and then from there just kind of add the you know just make it like
With
that or
with with the way that Terraria is going right now, I'm like this is to really wrap your head around the just how far they're going. They only recently added like they only recently added wind effects to trees and leaf particles to trees, and that's it.
Well, I'm guessing like uh, I'm guessing the resources might have been split between Terraria proper and Otherworld.
Yeah, they had Relogic, which is the creators of Terraria. They had 505 and 505 Pipeworks working on it too. Oh, Blob! I didn't know you were still in the Twitch chat. I thought you had left because you were talking so much.
All right. Well, that's what I think about. And like, if it was being split between developers, then it would it would likely be now that you know they don't have to worry about this quote unquote expansionary pack or expansionary game. They could focus on the main game and maybe add more things to it at a much leisurely pace. Maybe.
That's alright, Blob. I'm pretty tired myself. It's gonna take a very long time for them to merge other world stuff with default Terraria. Like Terraria itself is still a great game. There's even a mod that really changes the gameplay to make it a bit more entertaining. But it's gonna take forever and a day for that to happen.
Jesus.
Like in all honesty, like between the two of us, I'm the one that plays Terraria the most. But
Okay, so
I see this as both a good and bad thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing because like the developers caught on to their mistake, but it's a bad thing that they caught on too late. Blob wants to know if they can join the call for this.
Oh. All right. Well, I got very little to say in all this, so
Yeah.
if somebody else wants to join, let them.
Blob, I'm going to invite you to the call. There we go. Wait for it.
Hello.
Hi, Blob.
Yes.
Bloody hell, that was loud.
But don't blame yourself. It's usually her.
So about this Terraria business.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Terraria since I was like in like year 8, which is quite a while ago in British time.
Yeah,
Like,
it's middle school or something.
Like essentially middle school, and now I'm in my second year of university. Like, I completely agree with what you were saying about them like catching on to the fact that like there wasn't stuff that was right with the game.
Yep.
Like I think they've done a really good thing though by like when they announced, like I can't remember when they did it, they were like, yeah, we're not going to carry on developing this game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 3 years later they were like, oh yeah, we just released a giant patch that's like the after the end game.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Go ahead.
nah, go on, man.
Well, that was what I was going to say. It's like this is nothing new to me because I've seen projects like these very ambitious projects by studios start up and then almost immediately, within years of development, being dropped. A case in point, the original Prey 2.
Oh boy.
That was in development hell for about 12 years, and then it was dropped suddenly, and then it was rebooted as Prey, the new version that everyone hates.
Yeah, no, I think it's a real shame about Otherworld because I think it had a lot of potential to be good, and I think the graphical upgrade especially was like something I was looking forward to.
Yes, that too.
Like the graphical upgrade definitely looked it looked less like a Flash game and more like something someone put time into.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed that. Like very. Oh, excuse me. When she was showing me the trailer, I noticed that very early on that this looks very professionally built. I was impressed by it.
But
Go ahead.
No man, come.
Right.
You load up Terraria in the background. Nice.
I'm
definitely running. I'm gonna play Terraria right now. Come on, get on my level. Get on my level.
For me, I am watching the trailer as we speak, and I can't help but get a Ori and the Blind Forest vibe from it, just the way it looks.
Oh, visually, yeah.
Yeah. But
It has
again,
that
it
element
also
of-
plays like Starbound. Like the characters' bodies are a little bit more fleshed out. Obviously, the grappling hook.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like that looks like Starbound.
I think there is this big issue though recently with like open world games that like randomly generate by comparing them to Starbound.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of people have started doing it. It's like, oh, Starbound is this. Like, I agree, Starbound is very good, but I think Terraria is like the Otherworld thing. I think that like what they were trying to do with the like the tower defense aspects, I think would have been like quite interesting to see come to fruition.
Mm.
But unfortunately, nope.
Yeah, it's been axed as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for like the fact that they are going to try and integrate some of the Otherworld stuff into the base game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like if they do this, then the groundwork is already set. It's just a matter of changing the code and overhauling some of the graphics into Terraria proper. And there you go.
Yep.
It seems like they're going to have to like underhaul the graphics, if anything, because like
True.
Like they're gonna have to go backwards, and it's like it's just mad. Like
Well, this is why I'm thinking maybe they should just put in the just basically try to put that glossy finish over Terraria proper at this point.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that'd be so much better.
Yeah, and then it would save them. It would save them time coding. And it's like, okay, look, let's just update the game to look like Otherworld. Add the code in afterwards, and there we go. We've got a game.
I mean, like this is the first time I've been on Terraria in a long time.
I think the last time I was playing Terraria, it was like early October. I had just like recovered from a surgery, and I was playing a modded server with friends.
From what I can see, they've added in the water wobbles now when it rains.
Oh yeah, that's been
There's
around.
like it just seems like there's been very little improvement done to it.
Like as I was saying, like their most recent improvement to the game was wind effects on trees and leaf effects that
Oh,
float away. Like
oh,
the
I don't.
most like technically HD graphic that they've done is the heat waves and the water, and that's it.
Yep.
That's as close as they've gotten to Otherworld.
It's like don't stress yourself, Relogic. That's like I get like it's come a long way since they announced like the end of development
Whoops.
like 3 years ago. Like, and I think it was good that they caught on to the fact that they had a game which was like quite popular and pretty good, like as it was, but was like a bit rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that it's very rare you get a company go, oh yeah, probably be a good idea to like fully
Stop.
realize that vision.
Exactly. Like stop what we're doing for like 5 minutes. Is the
Like,
I can say from experience, and like I said, on one of the projects I was brought on to, the level of sheer ambition and technical ineptitude was staggering.
oh no, there is a lot to be said for like having these grand ideas for projects, but then not having the ability to carry out on them. And I think Relogic of like they bit off more than they could chew with Otherworld.
I'm
Yeah.
down the frame. Just that was nothing but ambition and complete another fuckery. Again, I could tell you horror stories of what went on with that. Ugh, I never want to remember that project ever again.
Semi unrelated note, somewhat
Mhm.
unrelated. This is something that I think I'm just going to point out because odds are there are people who play Terraria and didn't know this and have been begging to know for a very, very long time. That mark that appears next to the yo-yos in Terraria, it's actually a logo for a yo-yo company that the lead developer in Relogic absolutely loves. So whatever yo-yo has that mark has a real life counterpart.
Oh.
I'm actually putting a link to this their website in the description and in Twitch chat.
You know what? That would be interesting. Like you said that the guy has a love of the yo-yos, like the company.
Oh, he loves yo-yos. Yes.
I wonder if like some fan out there sees it, then gets the yo-yo that matches the in-game one, takes a photo, and then sends it to the guy.
I mean, that's like they're proper fucking themselves short there, because what they could do is they could do like some like promotional bullshit.
That's pretty much what they did. Like Terraria is a very popular game. It's a very successful game. Like, good on them for that.
Like I think Terraria was the second game I ever bought on Steam. Which
I think for me it was the first. I think I don't remember. I played Terraria. I don't even remember who gave me Terraria, if I even bought it myself. I just I had it, and that was it.
I've like I said before, I was never really into it. I only know Terraria both from HH and Element Animation. Funnily enough.
Oh gods, their animation series of that went to shit so fast.
I think that was because one of the actors died, unfortunately.
It's mostly the animation changed. The animators changed.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't being done by Element Animation anymore. It was being done by somebody else.
I noticed that, like when I saw one episode compared to Element Animations, I thought, wait, what the fuck is going on here? What is this fuckery?
I know. It's even
What is
greater
this
when you see
deception?
the Terraria toys.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's toys?
Yeah.
Yes, there are.
Oh, I have been out of the loop for far too long.
I think it's only an American thing, though.
I'm not sure. I don't know what
We've got the.
What?
I don't know what the British version of Target or Walmart is.
We've got Walmart. It's Asda because it's a branch of Walmart.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, places like Target and Hastings, Walmart, and obviously Toys R Us, they're gonna have them.
Oh, Toys R Us has gone bust in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now they have, yeah.
Oh god, that still breaks my heart to this day.
I know, they had great Godzilla toys.
Yeah, like
they're the only they're like the second place in town I could find a Godzilla toy.
It was really strange actually, because me and like Toys R Us is a pretty British thing as far as you go. Like it'd be like you'd go to Toys R Us and not get anything, but like look at what they'd had.
I know, and they didn't care.
Yeah, it was free advertising, is what it was.
But me and my my best friend, we went when the like the administration stuff was announced. We actually went like a few days, like a bit before it closed. And like we turned up, and it was so depressing just seeing every single aisle just barren and like nothing in them.
You want to hear something depressing? I take a bus to get from certain places back home, and there's this gigantic Toys R Us store literally across the road from the buses, and I have to see that every day, empty and abandoned. I'm like, please stop.
Like, I don't get how they went bust though, because like it's fucking Toys R Us. Like the kids just not.
I blame Star Wars.
Bloody millennials.
Yes, exactly. We'll get into that another time. For now, we've gone off topic enough. We must get back on topic.
Yeah.
Anyway. So closing thoughts?
Like, good or bad thing, it's a good thing they notice it, bad thing that they notice it so late. Like thoughts and inputs and hopes, we've talked about that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I've made my piece.
My piece is that I do hope that they integrate some things from Otherworld to default Terraria. Maybe not as HD as it is in other worlds.
Like little things.
Yeah, little things.
I think including some stuff from Otherworld would be a really good shout, because like it'd be a shame to have all this stuff they've developed go to waste.
Mm-hmm. Believe me, it is always incredibly depressing to creators when things get left on the cutting room floor for games. And it's like they spend months working on the shit only to have someone say, no, we're going to move on with this other.
Oh, guys, wasn't there I remember there was a game or two that we were excited about, and then they quit. But I don't remember what they were.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign then.
Well, my memory's not that great anyway. It doesn't matter if I don't remember. It's just I remember that there are people who were super excited about a game, and I even talked with them a lot, and then suddenly it canceled. I'm probably thinking of a movie or a TV show. I'm not sure.
Well, the effect is still the same.
Yeah. It's painful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gods, no, it was me. I remember now, it was me. But it wasn't a game.
Oh, what was it?
It was a comic.
Oh.
I had this comic that literally stretched for like 4 or 5 chapters, 4 or 5 segments, and then it just all crumbled because 90% of the people who were in the comic were not associated with what the comic was about anymore, and they didn't want to be associated with it anymore.
So modern day Marvel. All right.
It broke my heart so bad.
Yeah, but Infinity War's a good film.
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not going to.
I'm going to see it.
Why? It's really good.
I'm not a superhero fan.
No, she isn't.
Oh.
However,
I like Ghost Rider, and that's as close as I'll get.
I am going to see it through totally legal means and not look it on the internet. Just saying.
The thing is, it is a very, very good film. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm glad that the build-up has paid off. It's not been one of those things where
it's one of those. Okay, good.
It's like you can tell that it's not like a bad thing because
it wasn't rushed out.
Yeah, it was like it says something when you know full well that like this studio has spent 10 years meticulously crafting this universe and these characters and like making people give a fuck. Oh no, I'm not gonna put any spoilers. Like Jesus, I'd have fucking murdered someone if they'd have given me spoilers for this film.
Like a group of gifs from like a scene from the movie with like Spider-Man and Iron Man,
and people were losing their minds.
It bothered me so much, and it's bothering me right now.
Anyway, we should again not to be rude, but we should wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next topic. Blob, if you want to stay in call for this, we don't mind.
What I would say is everyone just needs to remember that Darth Vader dies in Infinity War.
That meme is everywhere. There's a meme going on where like the big spoiler person kills person thing is suddenly being inputted into Infinity Wars.
I love it.
It honestly is phenomenal. It makes me happy because it's like it's like I know we should be moving away from this topic, but I'm gonna just keep beating this dead horse while I can. Right. It makes me happy because like a lot of people aren't spoiling it, and it's nice to see like community cohesion when it comes to like not being a cunt about a film.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really nice to just see people not being horrible.
Just being complete another dicks to one another, but in the good way.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like reassuring that you can go on the internet and not have this film that like some people have been waiting since they were like 10.
Mm-hmm. And then have it ruined in like 5 seconds.
And it's not being ruined, and it's so like just heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what's the next topic?
Resident Evil, our views on the series and what we want to see.
Oh.
And where it might go, and our favorite game of the series.
Yes.
You see, I'm a fan of the arcade games.
Really?
I'm a fan of the ones where you point and shoot, like Time Crisis.
So, Dark Side Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the arcade games.
Oh, that's fine.
This topic really hits home for me. And it's weird because, like, medically, I'm not supposed to be scared by, like, horror games. It's not safe. But when
I play games that can literally kill me.
when it came to the Chains of Horror mission, I had to let one of my friends do it for me because I literally
That-
almost died in a call with Rev and Snow, and they were just
That's
laughing it off.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. That is literally a case of I am playing a horror game that can literally kill me.
But I had never played it. Like as I was trying to say, when we first moved to this house, we bought a PlayStation, and my dad would play Resident Evil 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. And me being really, really tiny, I was not allowed to be in the basement watching him play it because it's scary. I'm a little girl. I should not be watching this horrifying game. So my brother and I would come down to the basement and watch my dad play, and he would tell us, "Okay, don't tell your mother that I'm playing this game and you're here." Okay. She would find out pretty quick, but we did not listen.
She would find out.
She would find out very quick because like my bro would start yelling at my dad on where to go, and I would start freaking out because of the zombies. But we didn't care. We still watched him play it, and I loved it. It's a very fond
really
memory.
Rookie error from your brother, though. Like, come on.
Like
He was
the thing
backseat
is, like,
gaming before it was real.
as we got older, like gods, what's the word? We would do this all the time. We would watch my dad play scary games and help him get through the game. Like we even printed out a strategy guide so we could lure him through what's the name of that stupid game? I just remember that it has a 4-barreled shotgun.
Doom.
No.
Doom.
It's something darkness. It plays
The
similar.
Darkness.
It plays similar to Resident Evil, but it's a totally different character.
Oh, God.
The
Let's
zombies
not
are like
bother me now.
the zombies are like 8 feet tall.
Not gonna lie, a 4-barreled shotgun does sound like a Texan's wet dream.
Yeah.
It does.
Apparently, it existed at one point.
It
Oh,
did,
that's-
and then it destroyed the person who used it.
That's brilliant.
But anyway, I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna be sure. I'm sure I'm gonna figure that out later. I'm gonna say it was this game, but yeah, that's for later. Personally, my father did play Resident Evil, much like your father. He played Resident Evil as well, but back then my mother was very overly protective of me, and she always tried to push me towards the quote unquote good and righteous path. So you can imagine what kinds of games she would always.
Oh, you were playing Jesus games. Oh.
Very similar, yes.
Oh no!
But then my father introduced me to the concept of real games, and the first one I remember playing vividly was Resident Evil 1, and I remembered my brother was beyond terrified, and I was just sitting there like, this isn't scary. Because back then I looked at these things and like, these don't look like people, these look like blocks.
You see you both have memories of Resident Evil 1 with your dad. I have some pretty good memories of playing games like Monkey Island with my dad.
Well, we now know who the hardcore '90s kids was in this group, and who was sheltered.
No,
Oh, no,
you see,
I can't
I
blame
don't
him for
mind
that.
playing. I don't mind playing Monkey Island because, like, if you look at the humor in them, it's still pretty fucking like dark and quite grown up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That and like, I like the fact that it was clever because like you
Oh!
got like
She remembered.
the thing
Alone
that
in the
sticks with
dark.
the
How?
thing that sticks with me most about Monkey Island is the insult
Mhm.
fencing.
Oh gods.
Like, it's just because
Insult.
it was such a good concept, like, and it was so
Oh,
fucking
sorry.
stupid as well. Like, it was just great. Like, just got these stupidly fond memories of me and my dad sitting at like 6 a.m. playing this bloody game. Like, trying not to like laugh too loudly at things because like my mum was asleep. Like, I mean, bear in mind, like, I was in the 90s. It was like what the break of 2000. I was like 2 years old, so I don't remember. I don't remember any of the 90s like at all.
Like I said, I mostly, like I was saying, my father's side of the family was more free and lenient about what I played, and I guess that kind of influenced who I am today. Which, well, you know, for those of you who know me, you know what I'm like.
Absolute nightmare.
Yes, I am. I mean, look at my avatar, for God's sakes.
A chibi robot with a chicken leg.
No, I meant on the fuck off.
Nobody on stream can see your avatar on Discord. They can only see the chibi goon with a turkey leg.
Goof. How hard is it to say goof?
Goon. But no, like the game I was thinking of is Alone in the Dark.
Oh, I've played that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was weird because like I think there's a lot of games that I played as a kid, and then I came back to when I was like a fair bit older.
Mm-hmm.
And then realizing how absolute garbage some of those games were.
Like, yeah, but at the same time, like there's other games that I come back and play, like the Hobbit game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Like the Hobbit
Yeah.
game was like it's put with like the lock opening stuff, like with the puzzles, or like even like the Scooby Doo game.
Oh God.
Not the one where the like the one where you've got to like capture the ghosts and shit in like the book, or like
yeah, with the book.
or like the other one where you've got to like it's like that open world one, and you've got to like just find all the monsters, like the monster tokens, and like capture them. Like for what it's worth, for kids, those games were the shit. Like they were really good.
I used to play the Magic School Bus PC game for outer space.
Welcome to
It
my
was
nightmare
so dumb.
I played the Hercules game when I was like really young. That's like the first game I vividly remember playing.
A game I vividly remember is Toe Jam and Earl. And Sonic. The first Sonic. I love Sonic.
What have they fucking done to him?
We'll get to that in another.
In some other episode, we will get to that.
Yeah, but anyway.
Can we get onto that? I was about to say, can we get onto Sonic now? Because like I've played Sonic 06. I have been there. I have run the fucking gauntlet.
I know the nightmare you speak of. Trust me. We'll get to that another time. I promise you this. When we talk about Sonic, you are the first person we're inviting.
Oh, thank God for that.
If you're still awake at the time.
What time? How long does this stream usually go on for?
We try to keep it under 2 hours.
We try, but we're never sure. We don't have a set time.
Fair enough.
It's usually either 2 or 3 hours. That's usually our max.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy to like keep talking. This is fucking fun.
Yeah.
But continuing with Resident Evil.
Right. Okay.
Oh God. I've not seen anything of the new Resident Evil they released, the Biohazard one.
I have seen everything Resident Evil from start to finish because I really enjoyed the game, and so I just kind of stuck with it. But I will admit this: they really should have ended it at 5, because that was basically the point. 5 was supposed to be the end, and Capcom's like, no, I smell that money. Cocaine is not cheap. Come on, let's keep going.
To be fair, at times it does seem like Capcom is like, oh, we had a really good idea. What's integrity again? And then they'll just carry on going. They'll keep beating the horse until it's just this bloody like paste on the floor.
Exactly.
How about logic?
Here's the thing. Go ahead.
That was the thing about like after Resident Evil 5, the logic was thrown out the freaking window. Like for some reason, the infected in 6 would burst into flames and then hatch like a cocoon. Some of them look like grasshoppers. One of them one tiny lady turned into a blob that swallowed a battleship. Where did she get that mass? There is no logic in fact,
Consistency.
where did the
She
snake
just had a really
come
bad
from?
case of the munchies.
Where did the snake in the market come from?
Hold on. I can answer that. Resident Evil Remake had a giant snake, and in Resident Evil 6, they do say that. Well, Chris does mention the snake, and he does hint that it's possibly the same, not the same snake, but the same species they use, but they've now reinfected it with a new virus.
Okay, then how the hell did it get into China?
Again, at the time, they
Planes.
were flying. Well, yeah, they were flying in a lot of infected. So I'm willing to believe one of the containers they dropped in Shanghai had the snake in it.
Oh god, snakes on a plane gone horribly wrong.
Snakes.
Oh, I love that film. It's so bad.
You want to hear something funny? Resident Evil did that in a comic, but it was zombies on a plane.
Oh, how about the best part about Resident Evil 6? The guy that turned into a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then a dog, and then a giant spider fly. One man just suddenly is swelled up and then shrank back down, over and over. How about the fact that the dog had a minigun on his back that shot bones?
Well, the dog I could believe, because if you were to split a human being open, they could feasibly fuse into that. That I believe. The T-Rex, on the other hand, I have no idea. I don't know.
I watch Jesse Cox and Chaotic play Resident Evil 6 and 5, especially 5, over and over again. I'm still trying to wrap my head around 6. I'm still trying.
The fly transformation, they do show that he's absorbing infected into himself. So that makes sense.
Was near the end, after the Rex.
Again, I'm willing to believe that at some point he began absorbing. I don't know. I gave up logic years ago with Resident Evil. After 4, I just gave up.
I just like that the giant man is invincible to literally almost everything, even a giant drill.
Yes.
A drill designed to break through rocks that are really, really tough.
He's unkillable.
I do find it funny with games like that where they're just like, oh, yeah, this guy, yeah, he's invincible to this shit. Why? Just cause.
Just cause. I've always been a fan of... Yeah, I will admit, I've always been a fan of Resident Evil stupid giant bioweapon creatures because it makes it feel... The conflict feels real because you're this tiny little person with a handgun and it's somehow through sheer, through the odds, you kill this thing. I love it.
That's like literally every cutscene in Resident Evil 5.
Congratulations, you've summed up Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're saying this, and I'm just thinking of Chris using that dinky pistol to shoot and somehow knock down a giant bat. Like the size of a truck.
I think the one thing that I remember I think this is Resident Evil. It's the one where you basically have to just run rings around this fucking slug until you can trap it in this room.
That's 5. That is 5.
Oh god.
Yep.
In which case, yes, I've played it. Oh my god, it's fucking awful.
Here's the sad thing. Like, if we're gonna go with like our favorites in the series, I love Resident Evil 1 and 2 just from like the nostalgia and like the memories it brings. But Resident Evil 5 is hands down my favorite. I'm sorry, but I love it.
I think it's just because it's so like
dumb.
It's one of those ones which like it's so bad it's endearingly bad to the point where it's like it's like when you give a kid a gold sticker that's like you tried.
Exactly.
Like, no joke. I saw Resident Evil 5. Like, I knew Resident Evil 5 existed before I even knew 4 or 3 existed.
Wow.
I'm pretty certain it was a very easy way to come to a conclusion that there was a
I
4
didn't
and a
know.
3
I
though.
didn't know that there was even a 3. Like, I literally only recently found out there was a 3.
Well, no,
Oh,
here's the crazy
you just
thing.
assumed they were doing it like Star Wars. Just fuck it, we'll start in the middle of the series because why not?
And then go back and then go forward. No, no, no.
Well,
Well,
no,
hang on, hang on.
it's just like nobody ever talks about 3 ever.
Well, believe it or well, first off, three's very. I won't say it's boring. It's more like it's more of two, but you're playing as Jill, and that's about it.
Mm.
But here's the crazy thing. Apparently, from my research, Resident Evil 2 was supposed to be on Resident Evil 3 was supposed to be on Resident Evil 2. Like they were supposed to share the same disc. But due to limitations and the fact that it was too large, they split it off into its own separate game. So
Yeah,
what
that's
we're
bullshit. I can
well,
just hear the money, Mr. Krabs thing.
but in a way, in a way, it's basically like we were playing DLC before it became a thing.
Oh, that's just
Sucks.
painful.
Yeah. But here's the thing as well. While you may like Resident Evil 5, I actually like Resident Evil Revelations, the first one.
Ah.
Well, first off, because it has oceanic creatures, and well, you know where I'm from, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's kind of it feels like I'm going home. All the crabs and the sharks and everything just kind of mutated.
I mean, as long as we can all agree that Operation Raccoon City is easily the worst thing to ever happen.
Like
really
I like it in a story sense, but everything else is just it's shit.
I, it's one of those ones which I was like when playing it because me and my friend have got this like thing where we basically decided we're going to go through a list of the 100 worst games we can find.
Why would you do this?
Because we want to find a game that's worse than Ride to Hell Retribution. That's why.
Big rigs over the road racing.
Sonic 06. So we've got this list of like 100 that we're going through, and like we were playing Raccoon City, and oh my god, like everything about the design of it is just it's baffling. It's so jarringly awful.
The controls are okay, but it's not great. Like they could have done something better with it. The enemies are bullshit.
Like for a game that requires you to be like quite quick reacting and like accurate, the controls are piss poor.
It's Resident Evil's tank controls evolved somehow.
God damn it!
Yeah, I saw that. You want to know what gave me the hardest time in the game, like flat out? Actually, two events that gave me such a hard time. The Nemesis boss fight. Not because Nemesis himself was difficult, but because the fucking Crimson Heads were all over the place and kept swarming me. And my team kept running out in front of Nemesis and getting mowed down by the minigun.
Yep.
It's like, you guys are fucking retarded. Just get behind cover. Avoid minigun. Avoid it.
Wait, like, was your team? It's like, is it multiplayer or is it AI?
Yeah, it can be It can be multiplayer and it has AI. It's like
was this AI or multiplayer?
This was AI.
Okay, and that makes a lot of sense because like Left 4 Dead 2 AI is horrible.
It was such horseshit. It was such horseshit.
Fucking video game AI.
No, and the next one that gave me a hard time was towards the end when I had to chase after Leon and Claire at the train station. And guess what was killing me constantly?
Crimson Head?
Yes! These fuckers kept chasing me. And I had to actually run past the military personnel there and just say, fuck it. Just let them kill him, and I sprinted to the end. Big climactic battle, finish in like 2 seconds because I just had to run. Because the enemies were such bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, let's move the topic on to climactic battles, like the end of games that were utter bullshit.
For
Because
Resident
there's
Evil.
oh no, not just for Resident Evil. I'm talking everything. I've played
Oh,
some right games that have been a right letdown at the end.
Mm.
Everyone's favorite Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
Oh
Uh,
gods.
Oh, right. It was really annoying because I was playing that and like you've got like these meticulous, like the first boss fight is incredible. It's so difficult,
mhm.
and then like the second boss fight is like just, oh, okay, great, this is fun, and then the last boss fight, you've gone through the game, you've fought hordes of orcs, and then you get greeted at the final boss fight with this guy dressed in black. He's the guy who killed you and destroyed your family and killed them. And then they make you fight him with a quick time event.
Doesn't he kill
What?
himself? Like actually cut his own throat?
Yeah, he kills himself for like.
Oh, that was such bullshit. I was so mad. Why?
But it wasn't even that. It was like I wouldn't have even cared if they'd have given us like this, like gone up to the top, had like a bit of fisticuffs with him, like had a bit of a punch around, that'd have been fine. But no, you literally get to the top and it's like, oh hey, here's a cutscene, here's a quick time event, great, nice, I love that.
That was always
I
the
played this
issue with like
entire.
Resident Evil itself too.
Yes, it always the later ones too, more specifically, is where the
Resident
problem
Evil 5's quick time events. Oh god, it's like again going back to the Let's Play. The quick time events for like 6 were awful to the point
They
where
are
it was
horrible.
to the point where it was hilarious. Like
It's bullshit.
like the one scene that everybody seems to remember the most for like Jesse Cox and Chaotic is the butcher shop in China. Like you can't get out of that. You die 50 times before you finally
Exactly.
succeed. It was so funny but so bad.
Speaking of
Go ahead.
awful cutscenes,
Go ahead.
has anyone played the Spider-Man game?
Which
No.
one?
Spider-Man 3.
Nope.
You mean the one
Oh.
that came off on PS2?
Yeah, with some of with some of the most hilarious deaths in gaming ever. Basically, there's like throughout the levels, there's like these bunch of like quick time events to like jump over hazards or whatever. But if you fail any of the quick time events, like each different button, like when button prompt has like a different fail animation, which means you can get some absolute, oh my god, like
they're gems. They're pure gems.
oh, they're absolute gems. Yeah, like when it's like it's like because the shoddy quality of the facial animation in one of them was something that stuck in my mind. It was like you rescuing this woman, and oh my god,
I'm going to die woman.
yeah,
That is my
I'm going to die.
Her eyebrows are non-existent.
But it's not even that. It's like it's the fact that her eyelids just disappear, and she's like, "I'm going to die."
Yes. No, my favorite is when Spider-Man just face plants. That's my favorite.
Yes, he face plants, and then she's like, "I'm going to die," and then and then the tower explodes. It's just.
This is what I like to picture. It's like this is the day Spider-Man just gave up on life and said, "You know what? My life is not getting better. My job literally hates me. My boss hates me both as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I might as well just give up."
Oh.
But no, like I said, again, going back to topic here, Resident Evils has had such a shaky, like I'll admit the PS2 era games specifically, like Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, those were fun. Those were interesting. Those had a semblance of normalcy. But then you move forward. And I'll admit this, Resident Evil 4 is fun. It is interesting. It is funny. But it's such a cheeseball mess at the same time. It's like, why? You know, a cheeseball in the sense of it's silly. It's not what's the word? Yeah. Well, we'll watch that later. By the way,
sticking it in chat.
Yeah, by the way,
you want me to put that in the description or in Twitch chat?
I mean, if you can figure out how to play it.
I can't play it on stream.
OBS hates her.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, Resident Evil 4, it's an okay game. I had fun with it. Controls are good, cutscenes are all right, story's interesting, etc., etc. And I'll admit, the arcade shooter ones, Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, I really like them because they feel like such a labor of love, Like the cutscenes are meticulously built. The shooting is quite fun, and they actually added more story for Umbrella Chronicles. Like we see what Wesker was up to, we see how Umbrella falls. That was very nice, and I enjoyed it. And to this day, the fall of Umbrella is my favorite segment of that entire game because we see so many interesting things. We see the Ivan tyrants, the guys in the white suits. We see Sergei himself, the original tyrant, fighting Wesker, and my favorite creature in the entirety of Resident Evil, the Talus. I fucking adore that thing. And then you had Resident Evil 5, and you just kind of fucked it all up. It invalidates everything about Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. I was like, okay. So what do we do then? What was the point?
Yeah.
Actually, no, my mistake. My mistake. 6. I meant to say 6.
I hate it when games do that. Like, it's just like here is this lore we've meticulously crafted. You've sunk hours into this, learning it and becoming accustomed to it, and fuck that. Yeah, we're done with that. Bye. We're just gonna retcon it in the next game.
Neo Umbrella. Fucking Neo Umbrella.
It's like, why would you do this?
I don't know. And like, I'll even admit this. I enjoy the Resident Evil CGI movies. Degeneration is one I do enjoy.
I can't say that. I can't say I enjoy the Resident Evil movies, if I'm honest.
No, not the live action ones. I'm talking pure CG.
I was actually gonna say, like, I've seen one of the CG movies was on like not that long ago, where they're in some foreign country and there was like a guy that was able to control the hunters.
Lickers,
yeah. And you were like talking about tyrants, and like I just remember that there were literally three tyrants total on screen. One that was blown up by a tank, and then 2 that were charging full sprint to 2 guys limping away.
Yes, that's what I love.
The thing is, like, those guys, they're in, like, their design is in one of the games, and that guy gave me nightmares when I was a kid.
Yeah, Mr. X.
I hate him so much.
No, here's the craziest thing. Mr. X is the base model. There are 10 others of those guys out there, both built by Umbrella and not built by Umbrella.
Ah, crap.
And believe me, the transformations for each of these guys are a lot worse than what Mr. X became.
Ugh.
Again, speaking from experience in fighting these fuckers. It's a nightmare. It's a literal nightmare. They punch you to death. What kind of man does this?
Like, I can't really comment heavily on the Resident Evil series though, because like I've only ever played like 5. That's about it.
I played the worst one, and I decided to leave after that.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god! I was looking something totally different. Oh
okay.
My god! Well, it's still Resident Evil, but
what are you watching?
That was the biggest mistake ever.
What?
Okay, so the voice actor for Leon Kennedy is Matthew Mercer, right?
Yes.
We're all aware of that. I'm looking at an image. It shows Matthew Mercer next to Leon Kennedy, but his name is Paul Marcier. What?
Paul Marcier.
I kind of want to show this on stream, but oh my god!
Show it. You gotta show it.
That is awful. That is just
show it on stream.
I'm going to. His name is Matthew Mercer, not Paul Marcier. What?
I want a Resident Evil game now to star Paul Mercier, please.
Oh my god.
Paul Mercier.
It's Matthew Mercer. No! It's like finding those really crappy Chinese knockoffs.
Oh, right. I am more than okay to do that. Can we divert the stream a little bit, because Chinese knockoffs is a passion of mine.
It's an art. It is a goddamn art.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, I'm in tears.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna add this. Let's finish off,
Yeah.
and we'll add Chinese knockoffs because fuck it, why not?
What is left to go through today?
This was
This
the last
is
topic,
it.
Resident Evil.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
but-
In which case, right. So a long time ago, one of my
Mhm.
my friend Oliver, who I'm going through this list of 100 things with,
Mhm.
introduced me to this page on Twitter called Bootleg Stuff.
Oh gods.
It is a page completely dedicated to knockoff shit. Oh my
Oh.
god, there is some absolute gems.
Wait, did you? Is any of the Batman squirt gun? Has anyone seen
I've seen
that?
it. I know what it is.
I've seen
Oh, my-
like the Pokemon knockoffs and they're great.
There is one knockoff that is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I
And
kind of
I ca-
want to tweet the picture of Paul Mercier to Matthew Mercer.
Do it, please do it.
Oh
Like-
my god.
Like, let me just check and see if it's the right thing first, because
All right,
there is this.
while you do
one-
that, hold on. Hold on, let me say this to the stream. Okay, so that's it for Resident Evil. We were gonna end it here, but well, now we're doing Chinese knockoffs. So
Chinese.
enjoy the extra content.
It's not just Chinese knockoffs. It's like knockoffs in general. But there's some absolute bloody gold out there, like this one, right? This is something they they put up on this their page, the
I
bootleg
inflated
stuff,
Flower Boy, by the way.
and oh my Christ,
Click on this. I'll be redirect notice. Yep.
Can I just say?
Oh my god.
Hold on. This will for me.
just that
Is
They-
that
they-
Homer Simpson?
and Pikachu, yeah.
Hold on, it's still loading for me. Don't ruin this. Don't ruin this, damn it. Come on, net. Why?
You see, my favorite thing about it is they do like specials and they like focus on a specific thing. So
God.
the recent theme was restaurants,
Oh,
knockoff restaurants. So the three so there's some Pizza Hut knockoffs, which are Pizza Hit, Pizza Hat, and Pizza Hut.
oh. Please tell me the last. Please tell me the last one is just a strip club. Please.
No, it's just on the side of like an escalator.
Oh,
It's-
god damn it.
like, thing is that like they find this stuff in like the weirdest of places, and like it completely like it makes me laugh no matter what, because it's like just some amazing stuff that they find. Like
Go ahead. Excuse me.
I'm just gonna post like what the fuck is that?
Kylo Ren.
As a bird.
Literal
my-
Ren.
Kylo Ren. Oh,
OFC, what?
Obama fried chicken.
Why would you do this?
Oh my
Like-
god.
Obama fried chicken.
I'm trying to keep up with this. Like it'd be better if you just shared the images themselves, like copy paste them.
Yeah, but in fact,
It's hard to copy paste them from Twitter because there's no. I'd have to download the image.
Oh,
No,
never
just
mind then.
push open. No. Just push it. Right click it, then push. And right click it, push open image and tab, and that should do it.
Oh, okay.
I am
But, like-
unable to load up those two images.
Alright.
So we just have weird Homer
Homer.
Simpson. So
Like
I
Weird
agree.
Homer is phenomenal. It like there's just some absolute bloody like nightmarish stuff.
there's actually a Reddit just for this.
Oh, you better post that Reddit because we got to troll through that finding some gems.
Yes, but I
can
will
you-
say this. Well on my own term, there are, technically speaking, for me, since I do model kits, gunpla and all that stuff, there isn't much in the way of Chinese knockoffs, but there is one which is just what the fuck. They're called Gundam No grades, and they're horrible. Like, look at this shit.
Like painting minis as well. Like it's not just the Chinese knockoffs you've got to watch out for when painting minis, because there's also like the Russian knockoffs as well.
Yes.
Oh God.
But yeah, that is all just no grade material.
The event. Look at the event.
Oh, I saw it.
What's worse is that I know which Batman that is. Oh my God.
I think Batman is my favorite Avenger.
Oh,
Batman is
guys,
my favorite.
on
Just
Tumblr
Batman
there was
Batman dies in Infinity War.
on Tumblr there was something from like the dollar store, but also a Chinese, like some sort of like knockoff from China. That was the Avengers, and it was so freaking weird. Like, you're curious as to how that ever came to be. Like, Rocket Raccoon was literally called regular raccoon. It was just showed a picture of a raccoon, as in like a Photoshop picture of a Chinese lady for Gamora. It said like
I think I've seen this.
Oh Lord.
It's just regular raccoon. It's like yeah, I've seen it. Oh, it's quality.
Oh man, no. Like I'll say this right now. It's just why, people. Why? Oh
like
God, wait,
Chinese
I found.
knockoffs are amazing.
It's not just no, it's just knockoffs in general because like I love them. Like this has to be.
This one's very weird.
I'm literally going to create a folder just so I can save this stuff.
Is that Jesus? Is that Jesus? What?
Oh God,
I'm
her
sure
voice is going squeaky.
I am.
Oh, I changed my mind. Jesus is my favorite Avenger.
Oh God, I'm struggling to breathe.
Oh man. It's always Taiwan is in the world that always produce the weirdest shit out there.
Oh, Taiwan's great for weird shit.
No, like I'll admit this. My favorite from Taiwan, and he's shown some amazing books.
I found the wee wee. I am having a blast. Oh no.
I found it. I found the thing to end it all.
Are you sure? Because I found that.
we all did. S&M, no, no.
Oh God, I can't breathe. Oh, what has become of this podcast?
We've lost our minds with bootlegs.
Oh, it's
I think
so good.
I'm gonna have to print screen this one because like Twitter apparently won't let me save images, but I found the bootleg to end all bootlegs.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I don't think you're ready. I don't think
Just-
any of us are ready.
Just lay it on. Fucking Jesus.
Transform. Fit to screen. Fist off.
I think this will be a quality place to end the stream.
I think I've laughed so hard that the ibuprofen has worn off.
Okay, then we'll end it with this last image.
This
Yeah.
last image. This will be. This is the. If I can find it. This is something. Fist ombre.
What?
What the? Why?
Oh my god!
Why?
Oh my
It's-
god!
It's Chewbacca,
Remember
Red, this
Chewbacca?
is perfect for you.
Remember
This-
Chewbacca? Hold on. Remember Aquaman's cry?
I just.
Aquaman. Fucking hell.
Oh, this is great because Rev used to be a part of the Star Wars fandom, like a hard on for Star Wars.
Fuck off. This is so stupid.
Just Chewbacca, man. It's so bad. It's like it's one of those ones that I can't like process.
Oh man.
Yeah, Chewbacca.
Oh, oh
I'm
my
trying not
god!
to
This is
laugh.
this is the guy from that really weird bootleg thing with like the regular raccoon. I found it. The
Oh,
Revengers.
The Revengers, Endless Tussle, The Incredible Fallout. The
Please end
Revengers.
now. I can't.
All right, well, we're ending here. Okay.
Just have one more because I found something else.
Oh no.
How many one more do you have?
Like enough to fill out another 5 minutes, probably.
No. We're stopping here. We'll save it for another time.
It'd take it to like. Oh, okay.
All right. So thank you,
Oh,
ladies and
my
gentlemen,
God.
for staying with us so long. If you're still there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks for having me
no.
on here.
What have I
Hold on,
found?
hold
What have I
No.
found? Oh no.
What? What the fuck? Why? Why
Oh,
is
I
this
am not
amazing?
sharing that on stream.
I found this one, which is something I was not prepared to see.
Some of this is not showing up on stream because I can't see right now.
Got Ugandan Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, I'm showing that one. I like that there's Darth Maul in the.
Hold on, what does it say? Xin Huidan? What?
Mm.
Xin Huidan? It's Chinese. Oh man.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh,
god,
fuck.
so we read that scene
All right, once more, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us this long.
sorry for making the show degenerate into this.
No, it's fine. We thrive on high quality teams. We will live. So, once again,
I
thank you.
am
for-
putting in the description bootleg merch is an art. Oh
We'll
god,
see you.
I'm hurting so much.
All right, we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Sorry, next Wednesday. Sorry. So once
I
again,
might see you next Wednesday. It depends if I'm allowed.
all right, it's cool. Don't worry. All right, so
Shrinking
like
flower boy
always.
back down, putting him back in place.
All right, so like always, we will see you then. I was Rev.
I'm HH. Helen's 20 of YouTube. Mounts fails at Minecraft Tumblr. And
And this is Blobby. He's
Blobbernog.
Blobbernog, not Blobby.
Blobbernog,
You are
the
now
mass
Blob-
breeder of bulb dogs.
No,
Yes.
you are now Blobby. You are now Blobby on the stream.
Whatever.
Damn it, Blobby!
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, I can't
Oh,
breathe.
dear.
I need to hang up the call so I can play the outro music.
All right. Okay.